Hello and welcome to Gaggia TV. My name's Mike and this is Nick.
Hi.
And we have swapped sides for the manual machines.
Controversial, I know.
It is, it is. What we're going to start with actually is the Carezzas, the Carezza Style and the Carezza Deluxe, because they're kind of halfway between a proper manual machine like the Classic and an automatic espresso machine, because there's a little bit onboard help.
There's a few features that are specific to the Carezza range,
Yeah.
the two models, and that, as you say, don't appear on the other manual machines. The Carezza Deluxe has been around for a few years,
Yes.
in this style with the dial on the front, and very recently we've introduced the Carezza Style here,
Yes.
which is a very similar bodied, same boiler, etc.
Same computer on board.
It is, but we've got a different Porta Filter on the
Right.
Carezza Style, so a lighter one, similar to the Grams,
Yeah.
and not quite as sophisticated or as heavy
Right.
as the Carezza Deluxe Porta Filter. The styling is a little bit different, the trim, and we are missing the
thermometer
dial as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But apart from that, very similar machines.
Because this is an espresso machine, but we should talk briefly about the Porta Filter itself, because the Porta Filter itself is one of the defining characteristics of the Carezza range.
It is, yeah. So the Porta Filter is a pressurised Porta Filter. So the basket is a traditional basket,
Yeah.
and can take, if you pack it right, up to about 16 grams
Yes,
of coffee.
it can.
You'd normally do about 14, but you can, if you put a little bit extra in, give it a little bit of temp. But
Yeah, yeah.
the Porta Filter is the key thing. It's
Yes.
a pressurised Porta Filter, aluminium. Two.
We'll cut in a photograph of a close-up of the Porta Filter just about here.
And then there's the traditional basket. So this is your double basket, and in there you say you can get up to 16 grams of coffee. Now the point of the pressurised basket is you don't have to tamp the coffee.
No, so if you've seen the guys in the coffee shops kind of squishing it down, you don't have to do that.
No, and
Right.
also you can use a lot of shop-bought coffee without treating it, without tamping it.
Yeah.
So your well-known brands or even your supermarket brands,
Yes.
pre-ground coffee,
Yeah.
which are traditionally not so good for manual
No.
machines, a little bit too coarse. But the pressurised basket gives you the ability to use that kind of
Yes.
coffee and still get a very good crema.
I mean-
still get a good espresso.
I'm gonna get my nerd hat on for a second. The crema on the espresso is produced by slightly raising the pressure of the water that is being pushed through the beans now, or the grounds. Now, in a traditional filter basket, you squish the grounds together in order to create as smaller spaces as possible between the grounds so that the pressure of the water goes up and that extracts the lipids that you need to make the crema. What the pressurized filter basket does is it has a valve in the bottom of it that doesn't release until the pressure has got to the point where those lipids can be released. So you get the crema even if you don't tamp or you don't crush the grinds down or anything like that. So you get the crema and you don't have to tamp it down, as you're about to demonstrate.
Very, very simple. So I'll put 2 scoops of coffee in there. So we're about 14, 15 grams of coffee. I am just going to level it off. I'm
Oh,
obsessed
okay, so
with
it doesn't spill everywhere.
I'm not putting any pressure on this, so there's absolutely no tamp on there whatsoever. So the Porta Filter into the machine, and right across, and it springs back a little bit.
It's spring-loaded, and what happens is that it pulls the basket upwards. It's a slightly canted
It is.
locking mechanism. What it does is it pulls it upwards and actually tamps the coffee for you.
Yep. We haven't spoken about the buttons, but I'll just make a coffee and then we'll come back to the
Yeah,
buttons.
yeah.
Okay. So you've got on-off button there, and an espresso. So it's a free flow, like all the manual machines. Really.
Yeah.
So you push it, and it will just keep flowing until you stop it.
It will.
There's water in there, of course, obviously.
But it's got, like we were saying at the top of the video, it's kind of midway between the automatic and the manual machines, because it does some of the things that the automatic machines do for you. So you'll have noticed just there that what happened is that the machine turned on and it pre-wet the coffee. So the Carezza pump runs for about a second to place some of the water on top of the grounds, and then it leaves it there for another 2 seconds. And what happens there is that the oils and the flavor molecules from the coffee diffuse throughout the puck, and then it brews the rest of the espresso, which is not something...
They swell a little bit, I think.
They do.
In there, so that releases.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fantastic espresso, that.
It is.
And that's from pre-ground coffee in a bag that you would find in many places, and it's a little coarse, if you feel it is a little bit on the coarse side. I haven't tamped that whatsoever, and you've still got a great
still got a great crema, and that is because of the pressurized filter basket.
It is, yeah, it is. So we will get rid of that.
Yeah.
Into my bin.
Take it off to the side.
Take it off side and off to the bin. There we go. Into the bin. There we go. Straight back in.
And we're now ready to go for the second espresso.
We are. So I'm going to just demonstrate the steaming facility on this. Just as there's 4 buttons on the front of the machine there, as I said, on, off, coffee, and this is the to prep the machine, a priming button.
Right.
So So this is a button this is a feature again which is specific to both Carezzas this applies to, which is not on any other manual machines, and it basically wakes the machine up and primes the brew head.
It does.
Ready. So, and this button you can turn off.
Yeah.
If you want to. I'm not quite sure why we needed to turn it off.
We don't advise you turn it off.
No, I would just leave this button illuminated. So what happens when you turn the machine on from cold, and we may cut in...
We're going to cut that in right here. We're going to cut in the Carezza turning on from cold.
So from cold, with this light illuminated, it will push through maybe an ounce, something like that, of water, which you can either capture in a cup or just let it go into the drip tray. There's no problem at all.
Yeah.
But you can turn that off if you want to. But I wouldn't advise that because it just wakes the machine up basically. Yeah. And it's a very good feature. And then we've got the steaming button here. So we've got a single boiler, obviously.
Yes. And
again, the boilers on the Carezzas are different to all the other manual machines.
Right.
This is a thermoblock boiler.
Right. So it's actually the boiler that you would find on an automatic machine rather than the volume boiler that you would find on the rest of the manuals.
Correct. So it's a very small boiler, and when we are steaming coffee in a minute, steaming milk in a minute, you'll hear a little pulsing, as you do with the automatic machines.
Yes.
So this is filling the boiler from the reservoir as you're steaming.
Right.
When you're releasing the steam, you're releasing all the pressure out of the boiler.
Yes.
And in other manual machines, although the boilers are quite big, they will eventually run out of steam.
Yes.
And you can steam enough for 4 to 6 cups if
you can. So the boilers on the other Gaggia manual machines are somewhere between 100 and 150 millilitres. This is I think it's a 20 milliliter boiler, but it heats that water up very, very quickly, and it can introduce cold water in and boil it really quickly.
Yeah, so providing you've got water in it. So if you do a lot of hot chocolates, for example, if you want a big volume of milk, this is fantastic. You can just go on. So we've got the light now steady on there, so that's now. Also on the dial, you see the temperature's gone up a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're now ready to steam milk. So in the traditional way, I always get rid of a little bit of water there. You don't have to do that. And I've got my milk, and guess what I've got on the
You've got a thermometer.
I have got a
I knew you'd find a thermometer
really
from somewhere.
Need it really, but I do it.
Yeah.
What I love about this is the steaming arm also is on like a ball joint.
It is.
And that's very good.
Which is an incredibly useful thing to have.
Same with the Classic, but you can hold it with this little silicone pad here and pop it in. Got a lot of clearance, and this is the skill required to steam milk with the Carezza.
Yeah,
so,
you turn it.
It's very, very simple. So this is going to give you a nice cappuccino milk. The Panarella that's on there has got a small hole in the top of it.
Yeah.
And that introduces, draws, and stretches the milk, so it will volumise the milk. Again, so you're going to see the volume of the milk. We've half filled this with cold milk. And I am obsessed with the thermometer.
I know.
I'm sorry to be obsessed.
It's
with
okay.
But it just gives me that.
There's
sort
help
of,
somewhere.
Belt and braces sort of thing, really.
Yeah.
You can see there'll be a thermometer clinic I can go to.
Yeah.
But this one here, so I'm now up to 40 degrees. I can keep my eye on that. And one thing I'd always do as well is steam your milk first.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit of a longer process than making your coffee.
So if we'd made this espresso with the intention of putting it in a cappuccino, it's now cold.
Yeah, I mean the milk temperature will bring it up, but I just think it's an easier way to do it, and I'll show you another reason why in a second. So we're now up to 60 degrees, so we can about turn that off. The milk is getting up to the brim of that. When the milk covers the hole, no more air will be introduced. So although we start to get a little bit nervous that it might overflow, if that hole's covered, no air intake. So it's now just heating the milk. But we've got a great volume of milk there, some great froth, and there we go. Lovely volume.
A great mess as well.
70 degrees, fantastic.
Well stopped.
Right on the nose. It's because I've got a thermometer on.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So you see again, now we always talk about cleaning steam wands and cleaning machines.
Yeah.
The machine at the moment is too hot.
Keep your machine clean.
Yeah, it's too hot to make an espresso. So we're going to do 3 things. 3 things now in one. It's fantastic.
Counting with Gaggia.
So we turn the button, the steaming button. We push the steaming button. There we've got a hazard light saying too hot to make an espresso.
One thing.
One thing. Oh no, that's not the one thing.
Oh, is that not the one thing? Oh, I'm just going to shut up.
So we are now going to introduce fresh water into the boiler by opening the steam wand up. So thing number 1, we're drawing water through the steam wand. We're cleaning the wand.
Okay.
We're purging the wand.
Yes.
So if I bring it off to the side there, you can see some water coming out of there.
Yeah.
So there's the hot water, and that is cleaned the wand.
And the Carezza again knows that it's pulled water through into the boiler and it's automatically stopped.
It has. So we're now cool. One of the buttons has stopped flashing. We've got the steam wand open. So if we close the steam wand up, we've now got steady lights and ready to make an espresso. You're asking what the other 2 things were, right? Because I said one at the moment. So we've cleaned the wand.
Yeah.
We have brought the boiler down.
Yes.
Quickly.
2 things.
It will come down naturally, but by drawing water in,
Yeah.
it's quicker.
Yeah.
It's faster. And the third thing we've done, is we've heated the cup.
Aye!
Now we heated the cup, you see. So we've done three things there. So we get rid of that into the jug that I've lost. There we go.
There you go.
Straight into there.
No, it's okay.
So we've got a nice warm coffee. I'm going to cheat and I'm going to pop. Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen.
Don't take.
He's throwing coffee on me. We're back. I've cleaned off. Right. We're now going to finish this cappuccino.
How was that espresso?
It was great.
Was it
Thanks.
good? Yeah, I thought you'd enjoy that one.
Yeah, thank you.
I know you like coffee.
I know, I do. Especially wearing it.
It's fantastic.
Thanks.
Okay, where we're at, we've steamed the milk.
We've steamed the milk.
We've heated the cup.
We've heated the cup.
We've reduced the temperature of the boiler.
We have.
And what else do we do?
We now need to make an espresso.
We do, yes, that's right. So we've loaded the coffee into the porta filter, no tamping.
No.
And we're just going to push the coffee button. So remember, free flow. Could you pass me that spoon that's over there, please?
Yes, Cap.
Thank you. Rather than me walk across.
No, it's fine.
Thank you.
While the espresso is brewing, it's probably a good time to talk about the water tank. Because the water tank comes out the front, as you can see here, and it's the only manual machine, again, on with the theme of midway between the two sets, it's the only manual machine that will take a Porta filter.
Correct. Yeah, that's it.
You can use it if you want. We don't necessarily recommend it. We've talked a lot about Porta filters in our various...
If you're careful and you monitor the use of them and how long they've been in your machine, absolutely great. If you don't, leave it, you can get a bit of mould.
Yes.
And we don't really want that.
No.
Doesn't taste so good.
It will make your coffee taste...
Even though we had a little bit of an incident there, the milk, another reason we're heating the milk first, the milk is still sat there at just below 70 degrees.
Yes.
So it's been sat there for a few minutes now.
Yeah.
So we've got a lovely espresso in there and a lovely crema on it. And then we're going to do it now, we can restrict the froth.
Yes.
And make it a little bit more sort of latte-esque, or we can just pop that on there.
There is no shame in spooning your foam.
There is no shame, no. There we are, back to the original cappuccino style. And I love cappuccinos.
That's true.
I love coffee of all flavours, really. So that's it. And you saw with the milk frothing, there's no tricks.
No.
It was that
you
sat
just
there on the platform,
sat there on the thing.
and it just heats it.
Yeah.
I always like these. We've talked enough about those. But there is really, nothing to learn. So it is as close to an automatic machine you're going to get in manual form.
Yes, I know what you mean. It's midway between the two.
Yeah, you don't have, with the classic, there's a few skills we need
there
to
are,
learn. And we'll cover that in another...
We will. When we talk about the classic, we'll talk about that.
Indeed, we will. But that basically is the Carezza. We haven't talked about the cup warmer, so we've got the cup on top. This is just the ambient temperature of the boiler,
it is. Yeah.
But it's a nice place to store, up to maybe 4 cups.
Yeah.
And that's always good. Always put your coffee in a warm cup.
Yes.
If you put the coffee in a cold cup,
no one likes coffee in a cold cup.
10-15% of the temperature straight away.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to do that really. No. So always make sure your cup's nice and warm. And that's made of the Carezzas.
Brilliant. Hey, if these machines look interesting to you, then do take a look. If you're on our website, which is gaggiadirect.com, then the links to the various machines will be actually up there in the menu. If you're on YouTube, then the links to the machines will be down in the description below. Follow us on social media. We'll update you on how the cleaning off of the espresso goes from me.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed I'll survive. But other than that, like, subscribe, and enjoy your coffee.
Cheers.